What's up, guys? I'm here on my fucking porch right now, and I wanted to make a fucking video because I got inspired. I was watching a video. Boom, baby, let's get it. Let's go. I was getting a fucking video about early 2000s and shit like that, and the motto back in the day was fucking feelings. You know, there's a time and a place. But you know what? The reason why I think that everybody, a lot of people now are incredibly pussified. They're always like, wait, no, my gender, wait, no, I'm this. And they're like super sensitive about fucking everything, right? Is because, in my fucking opinion, is because we live in a time now where you could sit in your room. People don't go outside as much anymore, right? There was a time when people were just outside because they didn't have fucking computers. They might have video games, but then at a certain point, they're like, let's go outside. So people are still going outside. But it's like we live in a time now where you can basically numb yourself to live life by going on your fucking phone and going into your own little bubble. And you are appraised and validated through your own fucking bubble of your own fucking ideas, which can be a really cool fucking thing. I'm not against it, but it's so mangled together now. And I only got 6 minutes and 50 seconds left of freaking video here, but it's so mangled together now that you can go in your bubble, you can be in your own world, you can LARP so hard. And I think LARPing can be very fun and cool, but the balance is weird. So when like we use terms like libtard, soy boy, you're being a pussy, you're being a fucking faggot. You know, not in a gay way, like you're gay. There's so many cool gay people, dude. There's mad cool gay people that would look at society now. A lot of them are older now, and they'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?" When you had to go outside, when you had to deal with life, you had to talk to your neighbor. You know, you can still stay inside, you can play video games and stuff, but what I'm trying to say is that we have so much media, so much stuff that is like, well, all this porn, all this novelty. I don't need to go get laid. I don't need to get blah blah blah. I can just jerk off. I can do whatever I want. I can go on my Twitter and be constantly validated for the opinions and the things that I have now. You know, so then you have all these people that are, I think, subconsciously morally validated through the actions that they take because they can live more in a bubble now because of these phones, which is a balance. It's like a blessing and a curse. But that's why I believe that's why we have more of this. We have more fucking dumbass kids who want to be fucking gangsters and shit like that and be like, yo, look at the block, blah, 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 because social media, they're getting this validation. When back in the day you had like 50 Cent, you had motherfucking actual gangsters and shit that were always talking about most of the time were like, they didn't even want to live that life. But it was the hands they were dealt. It wasn't some sort of like clout thing that they were getting on the fucking internet. And there was a sense of clout, but it was more balanced. And my whole point is they were out in life and talking to people. And they had to deal with people. And they had to learn from things and stuff like that. And they weren't constantly fed in their own little bubble of like, I can go on Twitter and I can just be force fed. I mean, that even happens when I'm watching shit like talking about certain things as well. I can get my own little bubble. It's a lot easier. It's easier where people will bring out their phone when talking to people and use terms like, oh, I'm an introvert. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that, without any nuances behind it. It's like using the word love, which one of my fucking favorite rappers, KRS-One, he's got a great fucking song called Love Is Gonna Get You. And he's just like, we say we love this. I love my car. I love this girl. I love this. I love that. I even have people say that shit sometimes too. Oh, I love. The Eskimos had 9 different words. The Bible has like 4 different words to explain love. The thing is, it's like we're using these words. Our vocabulary, I truly believe, is not as eloquent, it's not as diverse as it once was when we were explaining it and debating it and talking things in more specificity. You know, that's why I think Jordan Peterson, whether you love him or hate him, I'm not here to appease you on that. Oh, Jordan Peterson, oh God, Jordan Peterson. He has such a way of talking and way of using words. You know what I'm saying? And like those words freaking can matter when you're trying to explain and be specific and add nuance and context to what you're talking about. But my whole thing is like the 2000 era, and we had like Jackass, we had like fucking Fear Factor, we had these shows that weren't coddling overly hard about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong. Like it's not about like don't ever feel all your feelings. But when you make the feelings, your feelings are not always right. What you believe because you feel something doesn't mean it's the truth. You know, imagine you're a fucking mom, a single mother with 3 kids. You're in the 90s. You gotta take care of your kids. You feel like shit. You don't want to go to fucking work. I don't feel like going to work. Who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to do that? You know, it's one of those things where you have to have some freaking grit, and you got to be like, and if you're going to explain it to a kid in a way, I think action is the best way of learning. Monkey see, monkey do. You know what I'm saying? But if you could also explain through your words why it's important, and then you have these terms like toxic masculinity, all this type of stuff that's trying to get rid, and not even get rid, but they're like taking all of these things and putting it into a fucking bubble. And then they try to, that. And why I think everybody is pussified so much in a lot of freaking ways is because constantly on the phone, constantly getting validation, constantly. You're like, even now, I can make a freaking YouTube video and put it up. And I might get some great validation off track from other people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, awesome. You know, but it's like, prime example, I'm at work. You can get caught up in the oh, good job, you did a good job, you did a good job. I know when I'm doing a fucking good job. I know if I'm at work, I have a certain amount of shit I have to do, and I'm at work, and I fucking get it done, and I know that I was efficient and quick, and I was good at my job. I know when I'm doing good. I don't need somebody to tell me, like, you're doing a great job. It's like, I know I'm doing a good job. I know, and I know when I'm not doing a good job. And I know when I'm using the emotions, and I'm going in this, like, kind of childlike mindset. That's why I wanted to make another video why I felt like people back in the day seemed and looked older than they are now, because the lack of responsibility, the ability to go into your room and just fucking zone out, which zoning out is fine at times. I got 10 seconds left, but you're zoning out and you're not facing life. You're not facing yourself. You have Peter Panerism.